This is a short tutorial of using the Sidepilot app with the Apple iPhone to create a mapping grid for the solo drone. I also get to test out a new feature of the Apple iPhone with iOS 11, and that's screen recording, something we've been waiting a long time for. To record this session, I open up the control panel in the iPhone and click on the record button. It's as simple as that. I open up the Sidepilot app, and once it's loaded up, I click on the radio button in the upper right corner to connect the Solo to the app.
Connected. Disarmed. Mode loiter. GPS fix acquired.
With my fingers, I zoom in on the screen to get to a size that's manageable for the grid that I want to create. Clicking on the three bars in the upper left corner will give you a drop-down menu. The advanced status will show you a lot of details about the Solo, like how many satellites it's got. To build my grid, I tap on the screen where I want the first corner of my grid to be. A drop-down menu will open up. I scroll down to the bottom and select Grid. Fill in the parameters below. I select 30 for altitude and 10 for distance between the lines. Be aware that the default is in meters, so an altitude of 30 meters will be about 90 feet. A distance between lines will be about 30 feet. When you're done, tap on Create. Another window pops open saying that you have to add waypoints to create your grid perimeter. Select Continue, and then tap on the screen to add at least 3 more waypoints to create the perimeter. Tap on Finish, add in a camera trigger distance if you use that feature, and then continue. The grid will automatically be created by Sidepilot. I go to ARM, but Sidepilot tells me that I haven't completed my checklist. I return to the main menu, and since I've already checked my satellites, I can complete the checklist. I return to the mode list, select ARM, and then press on it.
Ground start.
I slide the slider and the Solo starts.
Armed.
I return to the mode list and select takeoff. When I press on it, it asks for the desired hold altitude. I leave it at the default 10 meters. I select enter and the Solo takes off. When it gets to its hold altitude of 10 meters, I go back to the mode menu and select auto. When I press on auto, it executes the grid.
Mode auto.
The Solo flies to the first waypoint of the grid. From this point on, the Solo is in complete autonomous mode until it reaches the final waypoint of the grid.
Reached command number 1.
The Sidepilot voice is actually calling out the commands, not the waypoints.
Reached command number 3. Reached command number 5.
Don't be confused when the voice prompts don't match the waypoint numbers. When you first set up the grid, if you click on the last waypoint of the grid, a list of commands will pop up. Selecting RTL will cause the Solo to return to launch once the grid is finished. If you don't select RTL, the Solo will hold on the last waypoint, waiting for a command.
Reached command number 39.
With this grid, I did not select return to launch for the final waypoint, so when the Solo reached the last waypoint, it held in place waiting for further command. I return to the mode list and select loiter to bring it back under my manual control.
Mode loiter.
And then I fly it back to the point of launch. Normally the black window that's in the upper left corner would have the video feed from the GoPro camera. However, since I'm using a non-GoPro camera, there is no video feed. I land my Solo, shut everything down, and process my photos.
Disarmed. System is shutting down now. Disconnected.